Chia seeds, 7 mistakes that ruin the benefits.
It's a quiet morning. The sun's slipping through the blinds. You're sitting at the table with your favorite mug, maybe coffee, maybe chamomile, and you open that little bottle of chia seeds. You've heard they're good for you. Maybe your daughter mentioned it. Maybe a magazine at the doctor's office said superfood. So, you sprinkle a spoonful over your yogurt or stir it into your juice. Seems simple, right? But here's the thing. No one really tells you. That tiny spoonful, the one you just swallowed, can either gently help your digestion, cause days of bloating, gas, and discomfort that leaves you wondering what on earth went wrong. I've seen it happen too often in my clinic. Seniors come in thinking they're doing something healthy, and they are, but just one small mistake turns Chia from helper to havoc. But don't worry, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. These seeds don't come with instructions. So today, let's fix that.
Let's walk through this together, one small seed at a time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make chia seeds work for you, not against you. And hey, if this helps, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button. We've got lots more gentle health wisdom coming your way. Part 1, soaking the step. Most people skip. Everett is 72, lives in Ohio, retired postmaster, loves crossword puzzles and blueberry yogurt. One day, after watching a wellness segment on morning TV, he started sprinkling chia seeds over his breakfast every day. No soaking, no prep. Just raw chia over yogurt, day after day. A week later, Everett found himself bloated, sluggish, and in his own words, feeling like a human beanbag chair. He thought maybe it was the yogurt or the fruit. But the real trouble, it was those dry chia seeds. Let me explain why this matters. Chia seeds are like tiny dehydrated sponges. When dry, they can absorb up to 12 times their weight in water. If you eat them without soaking, they'll pull moisture straight out of your digestive tract. Now imagine that happening inside your body, and instead of helping you go, they can slow everything down. Think bloating, constipation, that heavy brick in the belly feeling, especially in folks with slower digestion or limited water intake.
But here's the good news. Soaking chia seeds is easy. All it takes is 20-30 minutes in water, almond milk, or juice. You'll see them puff up into a soft jelly. That's the gel layer forming, which cushions your stomach and helps ease digestion. It also unlocks more nutrients. You see, chia contains something called phytic acid, a natural compound that can bind minerals like calcium and iron. Soaking reduces this phytic acid, making those nutrients easier for your body to absorb. Think of it like marinating a good cut of steak. Sure, you can toss it straight onto the grill, but letting it sit a while brings out all the flavor. Same goes for chia. Letting them soak makes them more nourishing, more gentle, and frankly safer. I often tell my older patients, if you wouldn't swallow a dry sponge, don't swallow dry chia. So here's your takeaway. Tomorrow morning, before you brew your coffee, drop a tablespoon of chia in a small glass of water.
By the time breakfast rolls around, it'll be ready to go. You'll be doing your gut a favor. And trust me, Everett, he's back to crosswords and walks in the park. Chia soaked, stomach happy. Now let's keep going, because soaking's just the beginning. Some folks go overboard, and that leads us to the next big mistake.
Part 2, too much of a good thing. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 68, lives in Arizona, retired school teacher, and she's proud of her superfood routine. Every morning, she blends up a green smoothie with kale, bananas, almond milk, and 3 heaping tablespoons of chia seeds. She figured if 1 spoon is good, then 3 must be amazing. Right. But 2 weeks in, Linda started feeling awful. Her belly was tight, gassy. Her regular walks became slower. At first, she thought it was menopause catching up again, but no, it was chia overload. Here's the thing. Chia seeds are fiber bombs tiny but mighty. Just 2 tablespoons deliver almost 10 grams of fiber. That's about 40% of the daily recommended amount in one go. Fiber is fantastic. It keeps things moving, lowers cholesterol, and feeds your gut bacteria. But suddenly dropping a truckload of fiber into your system, especially if you're over 60 and haven't been eating much fiber lately, can backfire. Instead of easing your digestion, it jams it up. Think of your digestive system like a quiet country road. A few cars. Fine. Drop a traffic jam of semis all at once. You've got chaos. Your body needs time to adjust, especially if your intestines are slower, drier, or you take medications that already affect your gut. I've seen it more times than I can count. Folks go gung-ho on fiber-rich foods or supplements and then show up constipated, bloated, and miserable, all because they skipped the slow and steady rule. So, what's the solution? Start small. If you're new to chia, begin with 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon a day. Make sure it's soaked. And this part is huge. Drink plenty of water with it. Think of fiber like a sponge. It needs water to stay soft and move easily. Over time, as your gut gets used to it, you can increase the dose. But let your body lead. If things slow down or feel back off for a day or two. Linda. She scaled back to a tablespoon a day.
Started adding it to her overnight oats instead of overloading her blender, and now she's back to walking her
Seeds in the desert. Nothing good is going to grow. It just dries you out from the inside. So, what's the fix? It's simple. For every tablespoon of chia, drink at least 8 to 12 ounces of water, and that's about a glassful. Not coffee, not soda, real water. And if you're adding chia to baked goods or dry foods, drink even more. Hydration turns chia into your ally. It makes the fiber soft, the nutrients absorbable, and your digestion, well, smoother. Jim. Once he added a full glass of water every time he used chia, everything changed. His belly calmed down. He joked that he could hear his plumbing working again. And he even started keeping a big water bottle near his fishing pole, chia fueled, and feeling fine. So, if chia's already in your kitchen, wonderful. But let's not forget the other half of the equation. Chia only works when water shows up to help now. We've talked about how to prep it and how to dose it. But what if the chia itself is the problem? Let's move on to something most people don't even consider: the quality of the chia you're using. Part 4. Why not all chia seeds are created equal? Let's talk about Dorothy. She's 74, lives in Kansas, and keeps a neat pantry with everything labeled in mason jars. One day, her niece brought her a bag of chia seeds from a bulk bin at a local store, unlabeled, unsealed, no expiration date. Dorothy loved the idea. She poured them into a jar, tucked them in the cabinet next to the rice, and started adding them to her afternoon smoothies. But over the next few weeks, something felt off. She wasn't feeling the energy boost her niece promised. She even noticed a strange, fishy smell when opening the jar. So she called me and asked, "Is it possible for chia seeds to go bad?" Oh yes. And this is something almost no one talks about. Here's the deal. Chia seeds are high in healthy fats, especially omega-3s. But fats, just like any oil, can go rancid if they're exposed to light, heat, or air for too long. When chia goes bad, it loses nutrients and develops that telltale bitter or fishy odor. It might still look normal, but its health benefits are quietly slipping away. And beyond spoilage, where and how chia is grown. So, yes, your chia's origin story matters. It's like tomatoes from your backyard versus tomatoes from a factory farm. Same plant, wildly different quality. So, how do you make sure you're getting the good stuff? Here's my advice. Look for organic black leaf that chia seeds are the best plant source of omega-3s. Well, yes and no. Let's talk about what's really going on with chia and brain-boosting fats.
Part 5, the omega-3 myth. What chia can and can't do.
Let's meet George. He's 79. A retired carpenter from Michigan. He's sharp, witty, still drives himself to the hardware store, and he cares deeply about brain health. A few years ago, after reading an article online, George started adding chia seeds to everything, porridge, meatloaf, even his Sunday pancakes. He told me, "Doc, I'm loading up on omega-3s to keep my brain sharp. These seeds are like memory insurance, right?" Well, sort of. Let's clear this up. Chia seeds are rich in ALA, short for alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based form of omega-3. But here's the catch. Your body has to convert ALA into EPA and DHA, which are the active omega-3s that truly support brain health, heart function, and reduce inflammation. And unfortunately, our bodies are not very good at that conversion. Most people convert less than 10% of ALA into the usable forms. Some folks, especially men, convert less than 1%. It's like getting a pile of lumber delivered to your yard. But having no tools to build the house, chia gives you the raw material. But if your body doesn't have the right enzymes or nutrients, you don't get the final product. In fact, studies show that women of childbearing age convert ALA a bit better, likely due to hormones, but in older adults, the efficiency drops significantly. Now, does that mean chia is useless? Not at all. ALA still plays a role in overall fat balance, and it's better than getting no omega-3s at all. But if you're trying to reduce joint pain, support memory, or protect your heart, you'll need more than chia. So what can you do? Think of chia as part of your omega-3 team, not the whole team. Add in walnuts, ground flaxseed, and most importantly, algae oil or fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Algae oil, especially, is a great plant-based option for DHA and EPA that's easy to digest and often comes in senior-friendly capsules. George. He still enjoys his chia pancakes, but now he also takes a DHA supplement and eats tuna twice a week. He says his memory's not perfect, but he's still beating his grandson at chess. So next time someone says chia is all you need for omega-3s, you can smile and say, it helps, but it's not the whole picture. Coming up next, even if you're eating the right chia the right way. There's one more piece of the puzzle. We need to talk about how chia interacts with other nutrients on your plate. Let's dive into that next.
Part 6, Pair It Right, the secret to unlocking chia's nutrients.
Let's talk about Martha. She's 76, lives in Vermont, and is famous in her neighborhood for her homemade chia pudding. Every morning, like clockwork, she mixes almond milk, a dash of honey, and a big scoop of chia. She's proud of it, calls it her miracle meal. But one day, during a regular checkup, she asked me, "Doc, if I eat this every morning, why am I still low on iron and calcium?" It's a great question. And here's the answer. Chia seeds are packed with nutrients, calcium, iron, magnesium, zinc, but just because something's in your food doesn't mean your body can use it. That's where nutrient pairing comes in. Let me explain. For example, iron from chia is non-heme, that's the plant-based kind, which is harder to absorb. But add vitamin C, and absorption goes up like magic. Think chia with citrus and strawberries, kiwi, or even a splash of lemon juice in your smoothie. Martha's pudding. Delicious, but it had no vitamin C.
So most of the iron just passed through. Here's another trick. Calcium and iron actually compete in your body. If you eat them at the same time, like chia with high calcium almond milk, your body might absorb less of both. I know. It sounds unfair. Like inviting two great guests to dinner and watching them fight over the same chair. The solution: space them out. Have your calcium-rich chia pudding for breakfast, then load up on iron-friendly meals later in the day, maybe spinach with lemon or lentil soup with tomato. And there's more. Healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or even a pinch of ground flax help your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients and antioxidants. So adding chia to a salad, dressing with olive oil. Brilliant. Blending it into a mango avocado smoothie. Even better. Even black pepper. Yes, good old black pepper can help unlock certain compounds like curcumin when you're eating other antioxidant-rich foods alongside chia.
Martha. She made one simple change. She started adding a handful of frozen berries to her chia pudding and switched to oat milk with less calcium for breakfast. A few months later, her iron levels were finally climbing. So remember, chia brings a lot to the table. But how you build the rest of that table determines how much your body actually benefits. Now, one final thing. Even with all this knowledge, there's a common habit I see all the time, and it might be the one thing holding you back from making chia a truly healing part of your life. Let's wrap it up with the last and maybe most overlooked mistake. Part 7. One trick to keep chia interesting and your body happy. Let's meet Benny. He's 82 lives in Florida, and every afternoon he enjoys a bowl of chia pudding while sitting on his porch. Same recipe, same bowl, same spoon, every single day. When I asked him how long he's been doing that, he chuckled and said, "Going on 2 years now. I call it my miracle mush." But lately, Benny admitted something. He's getting tired of it. Not of the health benefits, just the texture, the taste, the routine. And I get it. Eating the same thing every day, even if it's good for you, can make food feel more like medicine than joy. Here's the truth. Your body needs variety just as much as it needs nutrients. And when it comes to chia, changing things up doesn't just make your meals more exciting. It actually makes chia work better for your health. Let me explain. Every food has strengths and weaknesses. When you eat chia the same way all the time, like only in pudding or just in smoothies, you might be overloading on one type of nutrient and missing others. For example, always eating chia with almond milk and no fruit. You're missing antioxidants. Only baking it into muffins, you may lose access to some of the heat-sensitive nutrients. But here's the fun part. Chia is incredibly versatile. You can grind chia seeds like flax for better absorption of ALA. Ground chia blends beautifully into oatmeal, pancake batter, or even soup. You can make chia jam, just mash raspberries. Add chia, a touch of maple syrup, and let it sit. Boom, instant fiber rich. No cook spread. You can toss chia into homemade energy bars, salad dressings, or stir it into warm oatmeal for a creamier texture. Worried about cooking it? Don't be gentle. Heat doesn't destroy chia's nutrients. In fact, it can make some nutrients easier to absorb.
Benny. He now rotates his miracle mush with a few fun twists. Monday is jam day. Wednesday, he stirs it into cinnamon oatmeal. Friday, he makes a banana chia smoothie with his granddaughter. He told me last week, "I feel like I'm eating something new without starting from scratch." And that's the secret. Health habits that stick aren't the ones you force. They're the ones you enjoy. That bring a little spark back to your meals, your energy, your smile. So, if Chia's been a one-trick pony in your kitchen, try giving it a new stage. Because variety isn't just fun. It's part of the healing. Now, let's bring all this together in a warm, simple reminder of what really matters.
So, let's take a breath together. You've just gone on a tiny journey from the seed in your spoon to your gut, to your kitchen shelf, and back again. And here's what we've uncovered along the way. Soaking chia isn't just a fancy step, it's a way of honoring your digestion. Starting small helps your body feel safe. Water is the quiet partner that makes chia truly shine. Not all chia is created equal freshness and origin matter. Omega-3s are more complex than headlines suggest, and it's okay to need more than just seeds. Pairing chia with the right foods turns ordinary meals into nutrient powerhouses. And finally, changing up how you eat chia keeps your body curious and your spirit engaged. But even deeper than the science is this simple truth. You're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your sense of control, your dignity.
Your hope that even now, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you can choose nourishment that respects where you've been and supports where you're going, and that's powerful. So whether you're new to chia or just needed a tune-up, I'm glad we had this talk. You deserve to feel lighter, more regular, more energetic, without confusion, guilt, or guesswork. If this video reminded you of someone you love, a friend, a sibling, a spouse, send it their way. One small tip might change their entire week. And tell me in the comments what surprised you today. What will you try differently tomorrow? This is your kitchen table. Doctor, signing off with a smile, a teaspoon of soaked chia, and a whole lot of respect for the quiet courage you bring to your health. See you in the next video.